In a remote and windswept corner of the coast loomed the forgotten lighthouse, a crumbling monolith whose light had gone dark decades ago. Locals dared not approach, for the place was steeped in chilling tales of tragedy and torment. They spoke in hushed tones of the last keeper, a reclusive man consumed by his obsession with the sea. It was said that during a vicious storm, he failed to light the beacon, causing a doomed ship to shatter against the jagged rocks below. The screams of the dying had mingled with the howling wind that night, and the keeper's guilt had driven him to madness, or worse. One stormy evening, a group of 4 thrill-seeking friends decided to test the legend. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they trudged through the salt-soaked air toward the forsaken tower. The path was overgrown, the sound of the roaring waves punctuated by the ominous creak of the lighthouse's weathered frame. At the threshold, the 4 friends hesitated, the stories of ghostly whispers and icy touches suddenly weighing heavy on their minds. But they pushed forward, their footsteps echoing hollowly on the spiral staircase. The higher they climbed, the colder the air became, each step accompanied by the eerie groan of the stairs. Strange whispers began to weave through the wind, indistinct yet laden with menace. One of them froze. "Did you hear that?" he whispered, but the others urged him on, their nervous laughter masking growing unease. At last, they reached the lantern room, where the old beacon stood silent and rusted. The storm outside raged with ferocity, lightning illuminating the vast sea. But as they gathered their breath, the impossible happened. The lantern sputtered to life. Its beam sliced through the darkness, casting shadows that writhed like living things. The room grew suffocating, the air thick with a palpable despair. Then they saw him. A ghostly figure materialized near the window, his tattered clothing rippling as if caught in a phantom wind. His face was pale and hollow, his eyes black pits of sorrow. He raised an emaciated hand and pointed toward the turbulent sea. His lips moved soundlessly, but the message was clear. A warning, or perhaps a plea. Suddenly, the storm surged outside. Waves lashed the rocks below with violent force, and the tower trembled. Panic gripped the group as one of them screamed, "We need to go, now!" They turned to flee, but the door wouldn't budge. The air was electric with unseen energy, and then they felt it, an icy grip wrapping around their wrists and ankles, pulling them back toward the light. They fought with all their strength, the spectral touch burning like frostbite. Somehow they broke free, stumbling and tumbling down the staircase, deafened by the pounding of their own hearts. As they spilled into the night, the lighthouse's light flickered and died, leaving them in darkness once more. They escaped the tower, but not its curse. Each friend left with a mark, bruises shaped like skeletal fingers, and dreams plagued by the keeper's hollow eyes. The whispers followed them, growing louder with each passing night, a sinister reminder that some truths are better left buried beneath the sea.